So here we go then, your starting lineup. Juraj Mikos and Jude Puddlefoot on row number 1. On row number 3, Franjo Toncic and Ellis Cox.
Sovic and Lukasz Jerzyrski starting only 8 after 2 wins.
Sam Nygren and Viktor Nikolov round out your top 10.
Then comes Max Piatek and Marcel Piaszczak.
Takahiro Nakamura and Alessio Zacchi are next.
Peter Fabry and Roman Curtis in P16.
Vladimir Bruno and Kokoa Sugawara follow them 2 drivers.
Angeliki Nosopolo and Filip Volsky.
Behind Volsky, Enzo Bisaglia and the French lady Cilia Dussaud.
There is Rosei Takagi in 23rd and Kazuki Yamada, 2 Japanese drivers.
Roger Dionisio and Jade Wilson are up next.
Followed by Samuel Erdelt, Mille Karlström, Anastasios Pavlidis and George Bader.
Again, we had the presentation during the break to
George already received the prize.
And he already received the prize. And a big hello to Guillaume Alvarez, fellow commentator and Belgian born, Belgian bred. And when he dies, he'll be brown bread. No, I'm joking, Guillaume. Guillaume, good to have you on board. Simon Both, hello as well. And yes, we're in Guillaume's home territory here, the home of champions in Genk. And we are about to get the 3rd round of heat races underway. 10 minutes plus 1 lap.
Stewards checking grid positions. Everyone is back on the start. 30 drivers in kids category, split in 2 groups, all juniors, the lightest ones on the grid right now.
And you're about to see, creeping into the shots any moment now, someone going jogging. Get your steps in. That's a good girl. There we go. That's more steps than I've done. I'm tired out just looking at her.
Who she's running from?
She's running away from the go-karts.
Go green. Paddlefoot goes to the right side on the track, but he is slow. There is Mark Beltran already a little bit in front of him. Juraj Mikos is first going into the first corner, but Paddlefoot behind, and the fight begins.
Yes, indeed. Out of turn number 2 we go. Through the double apex left-hander. I have to say, Guillaume, we're having a waffly good time here in Belgium. See what I did there? Awfully good, waffly good Belgium. No, carry on. Here all week, everybody. Here all week. Here we go. Down the Europaplan straight.
And the first sector, Juraj Mikos, Jude Paddlefoot, Mark Beltran there through the straight by the tire barriers, which saw already a few drivers crashing in there at one of the fastest parts of the track.
Yes, we've seen in the last round of heat several drivers, Harry Sonen and Jack Williamson, coming to grief. All the kids safely through there, down the infield straight towards Clubhouse Corner, in front of the spectator tribunes. And they go out of Clubhouse into turn number 9. They're 2 and 3 wide. The top 5 drivers trying to break away into turn number 10, and they complete the opening lap with Juraj Mikos leading Jude Puddlefoot, Timothy Kushneruk, and making a move up into 4th position. That is Lukasz Jerzyrski already into 4th place at the expense of Mark Beltran. And Jerzyrski continues to lead the point standings over Juraj Mikos. The more positions that Jerzyrski picks up, the further he pulls away in the week-long point standings. There's another move from Jerzyrski, passing Timothy Kushneruk for P3. It's only Puddlefoot and Mikos now ahead of the flying pole.
Great first laps from Lukasz Jerzyrski, but the last move that could make attention from the judges. That was not clear, but anyway, he is up from the 8 on the grid. He's moving into top 3. Juraj Mikos and Jude Paddlefoot in front of him. Paddlefoot And Lukasz Jerzerski is one position up during this lap.
I think he's moved into second position already, closing in on Juraj Mikosz. Don't forget, Mikosz and Jerzerski battled for the win in heat number 2. Now, they crossed the line. We've got a whole group of drivers, and I just noticed at the back of this lead group, you can see him just tucked down, tiny little pint-sized driver, hiding behind the number 25 cart. I think that's Ellis Cox, who started well and is currently 7th in the point standings. Vladimir Bruno getting a 5-second penalty, but a 2-kart breakaway, as we saw in the previous heat. And of course, those two drivers, they're in different karts. They're not in the same karts they were before.
Absolutely random.
Random karts, and still they managed to find their way to the front. Ooh,
and he goes inside. Lukasz Jerzerski fighting for the lead. They are through button chicanes, and Lukasz Jerzerski from 8 on the grid on a 3rd lap of the race is leading again.
Picking them up and putting them down. Behind them, the battle for 3rd place. Max Sovic, look for the number 1 plate kart coming down into turn number 9. And has to be said, there's the rest of the field going through now. But yes, Jerzerski, then Mikosz, followed by Kushniruk, Sovic, Nikolov, Puddlefoot, Beltran, Fabry, Curtis, and then Ellis Cox in 10th position. Watch it again. There's Ellis Cox to the inside. You can see black crash helmet just hunkered down behind the number 25 kart of Roman Curtis. So the two British drivers trying to work together, but the top 5 are breaking clear.
Cox going outside in a turn 2. Can he pull the move from the outside line through the double apex corner? And he is up, and it seems like a 7th place.
Yes, and they're closing in on the top 2 drivers side by side for that is 2, 4, 6, 8, 9th, 10th position. Ellis Cox, Mark Beltran, Marcel Piasek, and Cilia Dussaud are next in line. Here are your top 5 coming out of the button chicane. You can see the Ukrainian flag on the back of Timothy Kushniruk's race suit. Ukrainian driver in kart number 14, chasing last year's champion Maximilian Sovic. And Sovic, has to be said, in kart number 1, it's been a stuttering start to his title defence for Sovic.
And Sovic gets penalty, 3 seconds added to his time, and that means he is classified 9th now.
It's looking highly unlikely.
Mikosz fighting with Jerzerski at the end of the starting straight. Jerzerski already defending his position. There is Kushniruk 3rd. They are closing in already. Nikolov and Sovic in 4th and 5th. And now Sovic, even with a 3 seconds penalty, is holding 5th in the rankings.
Yeah, and also a penalty for Jude Puddlefoot. 3 seconds. That drops him out of the top 6. There are your lead 5 karts on circuit. Jerzerski, Mikosz, Kushniruk, Nikolov, and Sovic. Poland, Slovakia, Ukraine, Bulgaria, and Slovakia, the top 5, with Curtis, Fabry, and Cox next in line. Then Piasek, Beltran, Dussaud, Piatek, and Franjo Toncic, with Puddlefoot now classified 14th. Sovic, even there, he is in 3rd place on the road. He is 5th in the standings at the moment, or 5th in the race order. Jerzerski with 93 points is 13 points clear of Juraj Mikosz, and already marking himself out as a favourite to take the Kids' Cup honours, although in tomorrow's super heats you have 1.5 times the points that you gain in the heats, and in the final on Saturday it's double points. So it's still all to play for, although Jerzerski is certainly laying down a marker. Closing on them in 3rd place on the track is Sovic.
Yes, but Lukasz has behind him a driver who has less to lose. Mikosz was behind him in a 2nd race, but off the top 3 in a 1st, so he is losing 13 points if he is finishing 2nd. He can try something more than Jerzewski. Try to overtake him and get those 2 points back.
Yes, indeed. Now, battling down the Europa Plan straight into the Button Complex. This is 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th and 11th. Now, some of these drivers have got in-race penalties included in that group. I can see Jude Puddlefoot, but you've got the number... Looking over his shoulder there, the number 20 cart of Peter Fabry. Then the number 9 of Ellis Cox has gone through already. There are the two leaders coming out onto the start-finish straight with Sovic third in line. And behind Sovic, Nikolov and Kushniruk. Sovic is doing a good job of minimising the damage done to this, done to his chances. They're a long way clear of a 3-cart battle for 6th, 7th and 8th. 6th, 7th and 8th. That's Roman Curtis, Peter Fabry and Ellis Cox. Then the rest of the field led by Spain's Marc Beltran. He runs in 9th.
And so now difficult situation for Maximilian Sovic. He has 3 seconds penalty. The drivers behind him, Nikolov and Kushniruk, are closing in. Will he defend his position or let the 2 drivers through so that all 5 leaders can pull away and he can just amortize his 3 seconds penalty?
Yes, I mean at the moment the gap between the top 5 and Roman Curtis, so Kushniruk and is 5 seconds clear of Roman Curtis. So Sovic in 3rd place on the road. He is only losing 2 places. Oh, Jude Puddlefoot with another penalty. Oh no, that's a... Yes, so that's a 2nd penalty for Puddlefoot. Not a great start for Jude.
We got 3
this
penalties
race.
For one
Ian
driver, and
Fernandez
one,
got 3 in one race.
So Puddlefoot is the way to go.
Yes, Takaharu Nakamura has been given warning a 10-second penalty as well in the number 22 cart. As Sovic, he's even with his penalty, he's 6 seconds clear of new 6th place driver Ellis Cox.
And something happened to Timofey Kushniruk. He was chasing Sovic together with Nikolov, and now Kushniruk is falling back in 5th position. Still 3rd on the track is Maximilian Sovic with a 3 seconds penalty, so classified 5th, and 2 leaders in front, Jerzewski and Mikosh.
Yes, last lap was a 1 minute 18.1 for Kushniruk, who is now not on your screens there because he's fallen back. He's the 5th cart in line there. And I'm just looking at his lap time there. He's also lost a bit of ground through sector number 1, which is unfortunate. Now, this could give Maximilian Sovic a chance to get ahead of Kushniruk, even with his penalty. We'll see as they come across the line. 1 lap to go. Here we go. Now, it is now or never for Juraj Mikosh as they head towards turn number 1.
So 2.4 seconds for Timofey Kushniruk. That means 0.6 of a second for Sovic, and he will be classified 4th if he retains his position during the last lap.
Roman Curtis gets a 5-second penalty as well. That allows Peter Fabry to take 6th position, Marc Beltran 7th, Ellis Cox down to 8th. But here we go, down to the Europa Plan straight, 4 carts battling for the race lead. One of them, Maximilian Sovic, the 3rd cart in line on your screen, has a penalty, has a 3-second penalty, but that would only put him 5th, and he's trying to close in on effectively Timothy Kushniruk, who is a long way behind him on the road, but Sovic to the inside for 2nd on the road. This is going to help Lukasz Jerzewski, and here comes Viktor Nikolov on the outside of Jerzak into Clubhouse Bend. Sovic drops back to 4th position on the road, and now Juraj saying, think, don't overtake me, and Viktor Nikolov is saying, well, that's exactly what I want to do, and that's exactly what he has done. The run to the line, and it is Bulgaria's Viktor Nikolov who snatches one on the line, a blanket finish, 4 wide. Nikolov, Jerzewski, Mikosh and Timothy Kushniruk effectively beats Maximilian Sovic by 1 second after Sovic's penalty has been applied. Sovic in 5th, Peter Fabry, Mark Beltran and Ellis Cox, your top 8. Kokoa Sugawara and Marcel Piasek round out your top 10. Roman Curtis with a 5-second penalty is 11, ahead of Max Piatek, Kazuki Yamada, Celia Dussaud and Agaliki Nusapulo. Vladimir Bruno is next, then Alessio Zacci, Franjo Toncic, Roger Dionisio and Mille Karlstrom. Mille Karlstrom having a decent run. The Swedish team, I've got to say, the Swedish team, the kids from Sweden, Sam Neugren, Mille Karlstrom, Jonathan Söderqvist, some of the nicest, most polite kids that we got here, always just saying hello, how are you? They're always very, very polite, and I have to say that they're a credit to themselves.
There is something to do with their parents, I think.
Yes. Quite literally, their parents have beaten manners into them. I always find that works well. If a child doesn't know, I'm not going to go. People will not get my sense of humour. But Ryusei Takagi, Jade Wilson, Anastasios Pavlidis, Enzo Bisceglia, then Jude Puddlefoot. Now we get to the penalties. Puddlefoot, Sam Neugren and Takaharu Nakamura, all with penalties. Samuel Erdelt and George Bader finishes out the field.